Are we both in it?
Are we too dark?
Can you flip it around, actually? Hello and welcome to CNN's News of the Absurd. I'm Jarrett Bellini, and to our student viewers, by now, sadly, your spring break is well and over. I hope you all made some fun, embarrassing mistakes. So with fresh sunburns and hopefully dried t-shirts, it's back to work, people. Now, I realize that many of you are gonna be a little bummed out about this, but for some kids in San Diego, it's not such a bad thing to be back in the classroom. Faux shizzle.
Not in a box, not with a fox, not in a house, not with a mouse.
Yes, these kids are learning to read by rapping to Dr. Seuss, which, being a hip-hop visionary, is exactly what the famed children's author envisioned. It's true. In fact, the Butter Battle book eerily and specifically predicts the East Coast-West Coast feud between Tupac and Biggie. That's not a lie. I bet you didn't know that. What's that? Oh. I'm being told that I made that up.
Really brings out their confidence and they feel really good about themselves, and I saw that with one of my gals today. I mean, I was very proud of her, and she came out of her shell.
And it's all the brainchild of a local radio DJ named Mike Halloran of 94.9 FM, where learning is fun and, as always, no dress code.
I suddenly realized that if I actually took beats and put it behind it, I could probably get anybody from the kindergartners all the way through, as they're learning to read, to kind of understand that there is a cadence to it.
I do not like green eggs and ham. I do not like to stab my ass.
He calls it the hip-hop of Dr. Seuss, and he's rather proud of the great results. So we decided it might be a good way to get Paul to finally read Atlas Shrugged.
Who is John Galt? The light was ebbing and Eddie Willis could not distinguish the bum's face. The bum had it said so. Yo, dude, this is like 1,000 pages. Do I really have to wrap it all?
Keep rapping. It's the only way.
Yellow Goods caught his eyes, and the eyes looked straight at Eddie Willis. And JP, what's up?
Now, while some of those students in San Diego are finally learning to read with the help of hip-hop and Dr. Seuss, there's one kid in Cincinnati who could probably rap those entire books with his eyes closed. Why? Because he has a ginormous photographic brain.
George Washington, John Adams, Thomas Jefferson, James Madison, James Monroe.
At just 6 years old, Pronoun Vera can name all of the U.S. presidents in order, which I suppose isn't really all that big of a deal. I mean, shoot, even I can do that.
And who comes after Jimmy Carter?
I don't know. Leave me alone. Tapped. But Pronoun not only knows their names, he even knows their birthdays.
May 29th, 1917.
Clearly, this is one smart child.
Our approach has been, let's treat him like a normal child, yet leverage his skills and the talents that he's got.
Which of course translates into presenting him as a circus act.
How many days does it take for Saturn to go around the sun?
29 years.
Pronoun's IQ is 176, or roughly double the score of my SAT. And his parents noticed his gift when he was just 4 years old.
I think that the dates particularly are impressive. He can remember the dates and recall them just in a fraction of a second.
For the sake of intellectual comparison, I once forgot how old I was.
What's Barack Obama's birthday?
August 4th, 1961.
And what day of the week is that?
A Friday.
Finally, moving on to slightly higher education, this last story takes a look at what some parents are viewing as questionable journalism in a high school newspaper.
Can these high schoolers just print anything?
Maybe not everything, but they did manage to publish a rather graphic sex article in the Prowl at Westview High School in Beaverton, Oregon. This was the headline: Inappropriate sexual contact at school surprises population. Not sure which specific population was surprised, but something tells me most weren't overly concerned. Still, some Beaverton parents were.
Not quite a Playboy, but you know, I think it's pretty up there.
Part of the article even looked at what students view as good places to have sex on campus, some suggesting in the dugouts, the auditorium, the bathrooms, the band room, beneath the bleachers, and empty classrooms. Check, 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 and check. Oh, hi, sorry, I was just marking things off my grocery list. Forgot to get bread.
I don't really have a problem with it being in the school paper because it's just like free speech. They can say whatever they feel like is important to talk about.
I think that the article itself was not tasteful. They could have gotten their message across without being crude and lewd.
That's right, kids. Journalism is a very serious matter. Oh. Holy. Well, that's all for this edition of News of the Absurd. I'm Jarrett Bellini, and I'm off to buy some bread. You know, because I forgot to get some earlier. All right, so here.
Who was John Galt? The light was ebbing and Eddie Willis could not
Do it again, right? Channel your inner LL Cool J. There you go. I think that's plenty.
Who was John Galt? The light was ebbing and Eddie Willis could not distinguish the bum's face. The bum had it simply.
The bum's face.
I don't have to say it.
All right.
Perfect.
Sorry, you're right.
I'm rapping here.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Mocking yo-yo, mocking yo-yo. How was that?
That wasn't bad. Let's do one more.